Mic test, 1, 2, 3.
2, 3, mic test. Hello guys and welcome back to the Southeast Asian qualifiers for the World Championships. I'm Fish and right now I'll be joined with Teddy Terrace. We're going to go straight into yet another an exciting match where the qualifiers go against the Saigon and we are already in Champion Select. And we do apologize for the slight delay between these games. We're having a bit of a communication error with the Vietnamese side. And as you can see behind us, is a giant stage and a huge crowd. They do have filler performances in between the games, so we're not sure how long those will last. But we will try our best to give you guys an estimated time on when each and every game will come back up. But bands and picks have already gone through. We just run through those bands really quickly. We have Elise Conquer the Thresh banned out by KLH, and Silent Jones have banned out Zed, Oriana, and Trish, with KLH picking up Jarvan.
So I believe the Oriana and Trish ban will have to do the game that happened last night. So once they Trish so well, I suppose it was like, I think 10-2 at the end of the game. So it's definitely a targeted ban towards that. But I suppose in terms of the jungler though, and in terms of supports being picked up, for some of KLH we have seen XSF play Jarvan and that's going very aggressively. So we're going to see most probably the same build, might be Brutalizer to Asian Grove to the AGs we did yesterday. He had a lot of damage and a lot of tankiness at the same time. So for some of Saigon players though, they're going for Ravus and Zaira. What do you think about that?
I think that Archie and Junie are trying to show their home crowd that they can do what Chawi just pulled off in the previous game. I have a feeling, we heard earlier, Chawi's name was being screamed by all the Vietnamese fans, and even the Vietnamese casters and us as well. I have a feeling that Archie's name is going to be screamed after this match. He's playing the same combo, it's going to be locked in. KLH on the other hand, we saw XSF play Jarvan last night. Built a bit of damage, but turned into a tanky tradition build, and it worked out fairly well for the Carnival Hunters.
Yes. So here with the coming up picks, do you think we'll see Olaf again today?
For some reason, I really hope that we don't see Monkeys play Olaf again. I think it's a really niche pick, and I was very surprised when they picked that up. I won't be surprised by this Twist of Fate pick if Goldens does lock that one in. Twist of Fate did get a small nerves to how long he can hold out those cards for, and also to the global passive, but he's still a very strong global champion. But we're going to see Misfortune probably picked up by the Karma Hunters again, which they played very well yesterday as well.
So here we're going to see, it's going to be a Gragas picked up. So we're going to see a slight mirror match overall. So here, I mean, in terms of the picks they're coming up for the side of KLH picking up Gragas as well. So yes, so just now we saw which one should I use it. Do you think though we might see a jungle Gragas instead in the top Jarvan? You know, Gragas was played in the Korean scene quite a few times, and then even in GPL we saw pick it up a few times, and he had a lot of wins with it. So what do you think? Is it going to be a Gragas mid or could be a jungle?
I have a feeling we might not be able to speak soon because we just saw Nextwater lock in Ari. For those of you that don't know, in the Greener Premier League, Nextwater is the most versatile player in the GPL. Yes. He's played over 25 unique champions through the course of Greener Premier League, and Ari is one of them. And we were talking last night as well, we wouldn't be surprised if Ari gets pulled out today because he's been so strong in the North American scene and the European scene and even the Korean scene so far, and is a really strong and solid champion. Nextwater can play it almost to perfection as well, and the home crowd is going to go wild when he does. Wild Enzo hovering over Blitzcrank for the Tainted Ones. They really picked that one up. It looks like they will go. No, they don't go for that Blitzcrank pick. So we might see support Nunu into this game.
So it should be a Nunu support based on the lineup they have. And Rumble up top, Jarvan in jungle, Gragas in mid. So Nunu, it has been nerfed quite a bit, but we still do see him pick up as a support once in a while. Because in terms of the jungling phase, you know, he's not as strong anymore with the side picks and things like that. But he still works out very well. So we're going to see how well this matchup works out. I suppose the Blood Boy will help Misfortune get into safe positions during the team fights. Since in the last game we saw yesterday when he was picked up by the side of Bangkok Titans, he was just rushed down by Olaf and the other jungle champions they had in the match. So but here on the side of, wow, it's going to be Lee Sin. So we're going to see safety pick up Lee Sin. So throughout and all the matches we have casted, I think there's been a Lee Sin except for the match yesterday between KLH and BKT. So I suppose Lee Sin is just a favorite pick by Asian players overall.
Safety has no smite right now. Safety is hovering over Ignite. There's 40 more seconds left to go in this Champion Select screen. We have to see if safety does change that one out. I really like the Saigon team composition. KLH though, I think they changed around with it. Whoa!
But we have a double smite though, so they might be seeing a duo mid with Misfortune and Nunu in mid trying to secure the waves or maybe go and counter jungle for the brain in the early stage. This is going to be I suppose an old meta, SGS did it last year, against Saigon Jokers actually. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens.
If they use this against the Saigon Jokers, though, Saigon Jokers played it fantastically last year and beat out this strategy to save themselves. It's a very similar strategy. I don't think this will work for them, but it's so interesting. KLH are using this in their strategy. Safety though does swap out that Ignite for a smite instead, and it would have been very devastating if Saigon Jokers had no smite going into a consume and double smite team as well.
Yes, definitely. So based on what you mentioned, the team comp for the side of Saigon Jokers seems more solid because they have the Shen to protect AD carry, with Zyra to peel, and RB just to go in to take off Misfortune. It's going to focus on the mobile, and Lee Sin to just kick away at his shot. And for the side of Club Hunters though, it's going to be a slight all-in team composition, but they need to really secure objectives. If you pick up a double smite and you have Nunu's consume, you can't pick up opponents' objectives as well as the dragon. They're going to fall back behind quite a bit in the middle game.
You sure can. And for KLH's team fight potential, I feel that they have some strong team fighting with all the AoE crowd control that they do have. But Golden's really needs to time his explosive cast in this later game team fights to use it for the maximum damage potential and then break up the Saigon Jokers once KLH uses all their AoE potential.
This is going to be interesting to watch. So here we might see though, both teams actually playing very safe. I suppose it's quite it's a similar of how that happens. We're going to see most likely KLH going to counter the red, but first they're going to wall up the blue. On the side of Nunu, he has picked up a significant amount of wars, so we're going to see whether SAJ goes in for the red invade at the same time.
So a ward was placed down in the entrance of the Kuala Hunters red buff. Saigon Jokers have not walked over that ward just yet. It looks like they want to go for an invade into the tri-bush here. Tainted Ones has put down another ward close to the top lane. One of these would be that Explore ward. Flag is placed down by Accept. They're going to get into this red buff with relative ease as well, while Next Water and the rest of the Saigon Jokers are heading into the tri-bush of the bottom lane of the Kuala Hunters. Most likely going for a delayed invade on that red buff, which we've seen the Saigon Jokers do time and time again.
Yes, so it's going to be interesting to see though. The pings are coming up for south. The Kuala Hunters, they think that the Saigon Jokers might be waiting in this area or could be in the tri-bush. It's going to be interesting to see how both teams work this out. Whether they're just going to fight at the red buff, which I think KLH should not, because they do lack a summoner spell, because they have another smite in their team composition. So this is going to be quite dangerous for them.
If, however, the Saigon Jokers manage to take this buff away from KLH, it will ruin their strategy incredibly just because they have the two smites for the buff control. I think Next Water managed to walk over the ward, yes. So they know that their KLH are coming back. Saigon Jokers, so they might be in a bit of trouble. They go for this fight. They are warded up. Oh my goodness, Saigon Jokers might lose a level 1 buff. There are 3 smites for KLH right now with that consume. It went down incredibly fast there. Oh, so close by fast, but not enough. XF will pick that one up. Lee Sin will be delayed in his own jungle.
Yes, but at the same time though, we will see Golden's pick up the blue buff actually. And here Lee Sin is going for their blue. I believe yes, Nuno Misfortune is going to stay in the mid lane and they're going to go for another late invade into the red buff later on. So wow, will they be able to secure these 3 buffs, which is the most important thing. I suppose in the previous game yesterday, Kuala Hunters tried almost the same strategy. They tried to pick up the blue for Olaf, who's going to the dual lane. Instead, Gragas is going for the bot lane with the blue buff, which is going to help him farm out much better. So we're going to see how this goes on, and wow,
I wonder though if KLH used this early, but over again, here goes an engage. Junior gets the snap. Junior is going up. They're both level 2 though. Sydney is going on the XLX. XLX incredible though. He does away, gets away, but Next Water is still chasing down on that team. We're back on our stream here. Still lighting up though. From the game of the stream though, we can see that no kills have gone down. Next Water is low. Safety's chasing onto XSF. Here we go. Taylor was very low. Wallace also incredibly low. Unity gets it up. Great jump by Wallace. No, he does not. Now we're going to see XF might actually go down here. Nobody is dying. Where did the Wallace?
And after all that trouble, finally though, we will see a train of kills. However, though, they do lose the blue buff to Javan, so the red buff is still up already. And that was an exciting early start for both teams, I would have to say. However, though, KLH have secured 3 buffs overall after that fight.
My goodness, that was a 2-for-2 exchange. I didn't see the first kill that came out. It looks like XF managed to pick up a kill onto Safety later on. So Safety did end up dying to that tower later on. So it's a 1-for-1 trade. But the more important thing for the Saigon Jokers, they stopped the invade. They stopped the KOH pulling out that really cheesy strategy. But now, we just saw Tainted was level 2. QTB came to that fight at level 1. And now the buy XM Coasting. Oh, it doesn't get the spike though, but they're still chasing on the safety. Might be able to chase him down. Monkey's coming in as well, but won't be able to do much. Safety is behind now. So is QTB. He only has 3 minion kills and he's level 2 to Monkey's level 3. Oh, it's just he's a boss. He's gonna get caught again. And that will be a kill for safety. Oh wow. What a display right there by XSF. He should have just backed off from that area. I suppose you don't expect that to happen. Wow. I can't believe XXF missed his spot glance combo. Things were looking dire for the Saigon Jokers. They traded 1-for-1 behind an experience, behind a minion kills, but that might pull them back in. QCB still being very aggressive against Monkeys, so Monkeys has that lead, but now we're gonna see safety come to the top lane. If Monkey's not careful, he will get taken out, and there's gonna be action on the top lane. He's gonna go in. Oh, he's missing the stick with the zero there. But Monkey should be able to get off on this, and there's just a chunk of damage done out to Monkey, but nothing much after that. But Monkey should be very careful. He should stay by the tower, shouldn't go out too far, and Judy's just gonna back off from there. So, and you can just hear this home crowd support. I mean, there's barely any action going on the top lane. He gets a few damage now, but the Vietnamese side is screaming for their team to pick up something.
Especially they were screaming of disappointment when the Sonic Wave did miss. So this is really an exciting crowd we have behind here. But overall though, for the side of both teams, they're just farming up pretty slowly. As you did mention, they get the slight CS lead. However, though, you will move on to the bottom lane. The gang that's going on. Archie uses the flash, but I don't think he will be able to make out of this. Nice down. One more hit over the barrier.
Archie goes down. Soda's goalless. What was he thinking? He had the body slam. Why did he still flash?
I suppose he's just charging to make sure there's some good play from here. You will see just going on. At the top, we see again that Monkeys has used his flash to get away. So he needs to be much more careful right now on the top lane though. But in the mid lane though, there's not so much action going on about one. It's just free farming over Ari. Just making sure they try to push it on tower as soon as possible as they can. So here we're going to see though, overall in this early game, both teams are with the same goal. Not that much advantage taken by both sides though. However, Lee Sin does have the blue buff hold on much longer because he did manage to secure the kill on Jarvan earlier.
So now we're going to see the Kuala Hunters. They did lose out on that strategy earlier on, but now it might be a bit easier. It's not going to be a bit easier for the Kuala Hunters at all. They needed that early game strategy to sort of cheese out the Saigon Jokers here. It worked to their favor, but then they got overzealous there, and we just heard the crowd just said, ultimately, mid-range though, Wada's going to go down. Next one is level 6. Monks running through the team. Now Taylor was in a load of trouble. Safety and Nextwater comboing out incredibly well. They take down Wireless in this 2-1 win. Nextwater is not afraid to fight the Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
So this is it. And so the Saigon Jokers is not backing off in their home ground. They are the home team, so they're just showing the crowd what they can do and trying to take down Kuala Lumpur Hunters in every single step and trying to outplay them wherever they can.
Nextwater now is not Nextwater, sorry. Safety is now the one doing the counter jungling against the Kuala Lumpur Hunters. He has 3 of the 4 early game kills against KLH. He's going to steal away this red buff as well. Saigon Joe is playing this one fantastically, counting out this strategy very well. Goal is out. Archie's going to get it over for Chen. Chen's going to come in with a shell. Archie picks up the kill.
Okay, we might see those safety taking out here, but no, he just kicks SSF away. SSF is forced to back off without the red buff, but he does not clear off the mini lizard though. He's trying to charge down the bottom lane to try to secure a kill for his team, or just defend the tower I suppose. But wow, Saigon Jokers is just taking the game into their pace and just controlling the tempo overall.
My goodness, they surely are controlling the flow of this game. Tainted Ones, he gets it, but now safety's gonna go in. No, he decides to not. So good play by Tainted Ones that picks up that consumed smite onto that move on. And we said at the beginning of this game, Saigon Jokers had fought a similar strategy from the themselves last year in the Season 2 qualifiers. KLH needed to be very precise in the strategy. They did very well at the start, but then they got overzealous and a bit too cocky, and that's what has costed them this strategy so far. So far in terms of gold though, it's only 1,000 gold to the Saigon Jokers ahead of the Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
Up to the Monkey is having his free time farming since Shandy teleport down board as QTV. He wants to really take down this tower up top so he can support his teammates in the mid and the bottom. They're not doing off so well, I suppose, especially for Goldens. He has one kill, he has died twice to Archie, and here we see, of course, I suppose there is a slight lag and delay problem happening on stage.
So we're getting into short pause here while the technical officers figure out what is wrong with that. So far in the game, we've seen the Kuala Lumpur Hunters, they've used their early game strategy very, very effectively. But then, after they got Saigon Jokers in a deficit, they said QTB mid lane, not allow Marcus to push top. They let Safety die even though he picked up first blood. And XF picked up a kill as well. Despite all that, they still tried to be overzealous. They managed to push Safety out of his jungle again, but then XSF got caught and couldn't flag Lance out of their own jungle. And right after that, Saigon Jokers has made the play after play, and now Safety has 3 kills, and we see that Archie has 2 for himself.
So what do you think? Overall, with all these things happening in the early stage, we do see, seemingly it seems that Saigon Jokers have the lead in terms of the kills, as well as securing some of the objectives in terms of trying to take those buffs, and also going for the counter jungle. But when it comes down to it, when go for the first dragon fight though, do you think that Saigon Jokers will make a mistake and then we give a free dragon to Kuala Lumpur Hunters, and then they could be able to turn the fight around since they do have the consume and the double smite?
It would be very interesting to see what does happen in the first dragon fight actually of this game, because as you were saying, they do have that triple smite, so to say. They have the consume, the smite, and another smite from their jungler. But Saigon Jokers have the power to fight them right now. They have the gold lead, the slight gold lead. They have the champions that are able to assassinate and with the AoE control, and the Shen Stand United. If they pull off a fight while the Kuala Lumpur Hunters are doing dragon, they might be able to pick them off, but they won't be able to steal the dragon away.
So here right here, we see a fight, the buff once again. We go up top. Monkey is trying to push the damage onto Safety though. He's overheated, unable to use the ultimate. The Exorcist flashes in though. They really want to secure his kill. The Quasar goes down and the damage onto Monkey continues. Oh, he flashes away. He makes it out alive. Safety being very safe about his position. Flashed out just in the nick of time. And right now, all 2 members of KLH are up top, plus the jungle as well. They're just going to secure the red buff and then move back to the lead, I suppose.
KLH did a fantastic job there. Put Safety up there, still executing their strategy pretty much flawlessly, controlling this jungle of the Saigon Jokers. Safety though, with a really crucial flash out of the bullet time, right out of the Cataclysm, right out of harm's way as well, and he will live to fight another day. But still, not Saigon Jokers, sorry, but Kuala Lumpur Hunters will pick up that red buff in return.
At the same time though, we did see a slight mismovement, I suppose, from the side of Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Like 2 of them went to hit onto Shen, the other 2 went to chase after Safety. So if they tried to force all the targets onto Safety, do you think they could have secured the kill?
I think they might have been able to secure that kill there, but still, Safety played it out incredibly well and got out of there very well. I think that if the equalizer from Rumble did go the opposite direction, they might have been able to.
Definitely. So here we do see the Kuala Lumpur Hunters trying to apply the pressure in the mid lane. I suppose they really want to try and secure a tower or 2 kills before they try to move on to the dragon, because they do have that advantage to pick up dragon very easily in the early game.
KLH, so they're putting a lot of pressure on mid lane though. There's a lot of action going on bottom lane actually. Looks like there was an engage between Archie, but now mid lane, Safety has popped the... No, Safety gets ultimate. Meditator he's going to get into the neutral and kick those anyone, not the target though. Safety gets taken out, Wildlands picks up the kill. Now the slow goes to the next one, he has no mana. He cannot escape this as Zyro will come in to save his life though. Taylor consumes a creep, heals a bit of health, and they will back out of that one. KLH still playing their strategy strong despite the deficit against the Saigon Jokers.
So KLH is slowly coming back, and the top tower is going to fall very soon. There's nothing much QTV can do against Rumble at this early stage. He's just going to back off, so I suppose they're just going to give this tower to Monkey.
Top lane is such a fluctuating lane. Once you get that really early advantage, there's almost nothing that QTV can do alone to stop Monkeys from keep pressuring on. They will be able to take this top tower, and with that, they'll get even more buff control, which is what the Kuala Lumpur Hunters team composition relies on completely.
I suppose Monkeys is being very careful. He does not want to hit by the Shadow Dash and get spotted and take the tower aggro, so he's leaving the job to the minions. He's just going to be very safe about it and wait for the next minion wave before he tries to take it down.
We're going to see Safety actually got to top though. Mason is waiting in the brush. Monkeys might be in a bit of trouble. Ooh, he's being very patient though. QTV has to get a nice taunt off to start to turn up. Monkey sniffs out the gank though. He thinks something is up. Safety does look like he's going to back away though.
I suppose Monkey does read that Safety could be in the brush because QTV suddenly left the tower and he became more aggressive. So that's why he forced Monkey to fall back at the same time. So here we just see safety movement in the jungle, securing the golems, and right now he's going to move back down into the top lane. And down board though, we do see though Nick's Water hiding in the brush. And Goodness just rolled the walk right into it. He takes the damage, the charm and chains ultimately coming in. There's nothing much they can do. And here we see the SSS coming as well, but they're going to do a chunk of damage onto Goodness. And this is the pressure to resolve the body set. And here this should be a kill for QTV. No! The voice thing is in it. He's going to kill at the end. The final goes down. Kaisen picks up the kill onto Ari, but he is in a brawl. But the QTV still has the damage taken down. You see Nunu coming in, Saigon moving in as well. And Nunu, because he has 0. This motion coming in, Saigon flashing to try and help his fellow teammate. And he will force Wallace as well as Tainted wants to fall back from this.
My goodness, KLH, big misplay. Golden's missed the first battle there. They didn't expect the QTV ultimate. I think they really should have delayed that because the top tower was going to go down. They should have just allowed Rumble to pressure Shen at the top and then slowly work for this Dragon or gank at the bottom lane. And now, Saigon Jokers might take Dragon, even though KLH has 3 smites.
I suppose it's well played by the side of Saigon Jokers because of the bottom lane of what happened. They managed to take down the jungle as well as the 18 lane. So I suppose for some Power Hunters, they should just give up the dragon and try for the next one. It's better to give it up the dragon than to go all in, miss it and give more advantages to your opponent.
It sure is, but the game is still incredibly close between the two teams. Only 1,000 gold still to the Saigon Jokers, while it's taking a little bit of damage. More engages going on in the mid lane. Top lane now we're gonna have Monkeys go up against Nick's Water instead of QTB, who fell behind quite a lot.
Here we see though, QTB trying to go into the game at the same time, but with a great explosive cast, we will see Golden's manage to get away from that fight.
Great play there by Golden's, used the explosive cast right at the right time, just when both members were coming in and closing in onto her. Managed to escape death from that one.
Looking up on the overall farm though, we will see the Rumble is matching up with Archie on the side of Saigon Jokers, but he does not have very much purpose as an kills. But here we will see the Jabba trying to go up for the kill against Ari. He will flash away from the Strangletons and he should be safe. And there is just SF just being a boss, I suppose. He's trying to save Monkeys and Santa trying to secure the kill onto Ari.
So right now we're gonna see KLH. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do next. Baron has just came up. It's gonna be very interesting to see if they go for the early one. Taylor wants to go. Let's engage on by Archie. He's gonna take it down.
Kill, but here was to be able to get kill onto Archie by scoring that. He's being very careful, but the flash into the piercing arrow will pick up the kill. And it is a double kill for the side of Archie, and there's a great pickup for the side of Saigon Jokers once again. And the crowd is just going wow.
They just are screaming Archie's name just the way they did for Chowie earlier on. And if they win this game, wow, Monkeys are going ham. He gets the kill onto Varus. Fantastic play by Monkeys. Picks that one up.
That's a good pickup from Monkey, just flashing in and hitting the actual harpoon, so securing the kill for himself. Although just action-packed games throughout the day we're gonna have, and hoping we can keep our voice by the end of the day.
My goodness, we saw 2 incredible games last night, and this is only the second game of today, and it's been so close and back and forth. Now Monkeys is in trouble. Monster equalizer gets
goes up, and here we see Tainted as a rush, keeping on to Monkeys, but he will be able to fall back the help with his friendly, and like Nunu will be able to help Nicky away. So those are quite a few ultimates burn, but here we will see though, actually Ari is moving in from the side, and here we might see a 3v2 though. KLH should fall back from this, but no Vice comes in as well. And also kill actually as soon as 0 goes down. So here we will move this side, this over, move as well. He doesn't have a chance, and here we see Nicky moving close, being used by Wallace, and here we will see him fall, and here we will shoot more as well, and here we will see what he did with this. The sun is down as well as the scoring rate. Oh, he does this is like but the Opal Boys will pick up the kill in the end, but here coming from the side though, we have SSF securing a kill on the safety. So McKee 3 for 2K, but they will lose the middle tower at the same time.
They might actually lose bottom tower though. We have Golden's pushing onto that one. Except now in a bit of trouble.
There's a great
picks up. Fantastic dive from the Saigon Jokers.
So we will see though, just with those kills and with the pressure coming up, they will pick up 2 towers simultaneously in a short span of time, and this is pushing the Saigon Jokers further ahead in the league.
So we see here, Lumpur Hunters, they went down now the 2,000 gold, almost 3,000 gold behind the Saigon Jokers. Saigon Jokers have done a fantastic job of keeping themselves in the game despite KLH's what we could call an early cheesy strategy, which so far has not worked out too well than it looked like it was, but then they overplayed it and were a bit too cocky with it. KLH, I think, are making the same mistake Silver Saddles made last game. Gold is not getting caught.
Get out of that fight and do so. I suppose this is, as you mentioned, Saigon Jokers just taking every advantage as they can. As it's an early game for the objectives, KLH did a good job, but we came to the team fights and comes out to those fights, the Saigon Jokers just secured everything. And here we will see Saigon Jokers just move on to Baron after this, and this is going to be a free Baron from them. They do not lose that much HP at all in their fight, and this is going to be an easy job, easy pick up for them.
Getting a bit harder to cast in this game here. We can see even from the Vietnamese side, both casters are having a bit of problems with this game, so we do apologize for that one. But still, Saigon Jokers managed to pick up Baron Nasher. The players are all still playing fine. This is not affecting them, just the caster screen right now, so we will work to try and fix that for the next game, if possible, this game itself. But right now, it looks like KLH are in a huge deficit. They're 5,000 gold behind the Saigon Jokers, and really, I thought that Golden made the same mistake as HY last game. HY did not stick with the single percentiles during the early team fights, and they really need him for that explosive cast against the Saigon Jokers.
So here we will see though, my Saigon Jokers going to be able to secure the bounce back since there is such a heavy advantage. They secured the Baron as well, and here they're just going to wait for the next Dragon to pick it up. But I suppose it's a slight irony happening here. As we mentioned though, KLH has a stronger capability to secure the objectives, but in 18 and a half minutes though, we see Saigon Jokers secure the very early Baron. We will see this changing in the campus, and then the KLH and now they're going to move on to Javan. Javan manages to use his combo and get out of the way, and Shane teleports in those, so there won't be nothing much after that. But I'm not sure why those Saigon Jokers don't move with the Dragon, but here we see Monkey just pushing up top, forcing Archie and Junie to fall back. So it will be Ari together with Safety picking up the Dragon while Archie and Junie fall back to defend the top lane.
Yeah, Monkeys here defending up that top lane. Dragon does go down to the Saigon Jokers here. Top lane tower was pushed up quite a bit by Monkeys, but still, KLH really cannot continue constantly team fighting them.
I'm not sure did the charm land, I couldn't see it. It was such a quick kill coming out for the Saigon Jokers.
Incredibly fast kill coming out from the Saigon Jokers. They absolutely decimated one. That's Archie though. Needs to be careful. He needs to pull a Chowie off here. XM's going in. Oh my goodness, and close to cast goes. Archie is dead. That is decimating Archie right now.
I suppose this is a return kill. Saigon Jokers picks up Arlens first, and then KLH returns the favor and picks up Archie. What a thought, what a bottom. So both teams just start backing up, but here we will see KLH trying to just go on for this top tower. They want to really pick up the objectives to secure some global goal for the team. But here we see QTV and Junie going to force them to fall back. At the same time though, we will see things for the pick up the tower bottom lane together with Safety though. So KLH needs to go all in onto this. You see 2-man push at bottom as well as a 4-man push up top, but it's supposed to catch the ball. The ball position, and not sure why it's special versus the blue side, but the charm and the spirit rush from Mixed Water will catch on to him. AFC take no one, but we get caught. No, QTV does not have.
They came out with a really strong strategy. They wanted to execute it very well. They did execute it very well as well. But then, now they're just falling apart. There's 8,000 gold behind them.
To flash away though, but he will not be able to get away from the Absolute Zero and the burning damage coming out for Monkeys. But here we will see though, a good flash coming out for Safety. He will get away safely. The explosive class push him to the wall, and Safety just got a free flash out of that.
KLH, so they really need a group together and find out what they want to do in this game. They've been all over the place, and Saigon Jokers just keep hunting them down one by one, picking up kills and objectives slowly. while KOH, after their strategy failed, they never transitioned into a traditional laning phase or a traditional team fighting phase.
And not only that, we see Combo Hunters, they're doing a lot of aggressive warding in the opponent jungle though, but on their own end, it's very empty. So they could not spot out Nick's Water and Safety just hiding there to pick up free kills whenever KOH travel down bottom. And that is why those Saigon Joker is getting a lot of free kills overall.
Sure can. As soon as Misfortune though finishes off this last Swifter, she will get a huge damage spike in both her auto attacks and also her bullet time. But still, Wildlands has died 7 times this game. It's such a complete fluctuation and turnover from the way he played Twitch last game. And that's why the Silent Judges wanted to ban out his Twitch. But still, his Misfortune is really not doing much for KOH right now.
Yes. We really need to see how Wildlands will be able to pick his game up. And as you mentioned though, team fights coming up for Kuala Hunters is just at a bad timing. They are the ones getting engaged on by Saigon Jokers. Whenever Saigon Jokers dives onto a member of Kuala Hunters, they're not ready for the team fight. They're all scattered about, especially Golden's though. He's trying to push the lane together with Monkeys, trying to separate the fight, separate Saigon Jokers to defend the lanes. But Saigon Jokers, whenever they go in, they secure 1 tower or 2 towers at least and make sure they get a huge advantage, forcing KOH to fall back instead.
It's very, very strange here that XSF still once again gone for that damage build. Talked about this yesterday when he was looking to go for it. It's really, really hurting the team right now. He is meant to be the tankiest champion on the team, but right now after he initiates and all the damage is blown onto the Silent Jokers, he is nothing. They're just going to take him down incredibly fast, and when you can burst down a frontliner like that, the backliners should be very, very easy to get to.
Here we will see though the push coming in from both ends. They have chance, so he's gonna put it on the bot and he's trying to use the stand United to come back into the mid lane though. The pressure coming off from Saigon Joker is very strong. You need to be very careful though. If a charm does land, whoever gets hit by the charm, that member is going to go down for South 400. So here we see piercing arrows as well as the grasping roots being used by Zyra, together with Archie, just to try to do some poke damage and try to give it a seat and then just to smite onto the plant, just trying to kill it as soon as possible to deny the region away from Saigon Joker.
Monkey says pushing at this bottom lane with QTB, trying to hold him off. KOH, so this tower will eventually go down. Wildlands can't continue taking the poke damage that is being thrown over the wall item right now.
The amount of wards spent to defend over the wall. Here we see the damage going like this. You can see by the charm though. The first thing will land as well. The first one is charging into the straight up. It's doing this up. The number 2 on so much until the charge goes in. Shen uses ultimate but pushed away by the explosive class. He's taking a lot of damage, but he will be able to fall back. He's together with Safety, so Safety should be able to help him get out safe and sound. And wow, just as we mentioned, when they get hit by the charm, it will be a free kill for Saigon Jokers, and XSF just went. It couldn't take it, so many walls were being planted, and he got hit by the charm.
KOH here, they just popped the bullet time, trying to initiate right back onto Saigon Jokers here, but no, they're going to go back down, shut down onto Lee Sin, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to turn this one around. Golden's down around Joe. Archie flashes aggressively onto the Kuala team. Barrier goes down. Wildlands will go down to Nick's Water, and they're still chasing. QB's coming in, but XFF has respawned. Nick's Water a lot of cover, and now the rest of the side of those eyes also. There goes Akala, because the butter will not be enough. Actually, it might be XS still has that damage build that he picked up earlier. There goes the knockoff. There goes the snowball. One more auto attack should get up. The shield is keeping him alive. One more will be enough. This is the lives. QTB might escape. QTB is going to walk away. Oh, he does not imagine it so. He still gets picked up eventually. But wow, what a run from QTB.
Yes, there was some crazy juice going on and about. Really forced KOH to use everything they had to try and secure the kill. And now in the mid lane though, with Emitter was still standing because Saigon Jokers did charging for the kill, only managed to take on the Emitter. And right now, Karen just has respawned, so both teams are going to make sure they try and get this, especially for the Kuala Hunters. They really need to steal this away from Saigon Jokers in order to make a comeback into this game.
Saigon Jokers, so right now they're at almost 10,000 gold ahead of the Kuala Hunters. I don't think there is very much they can do. Saigon Jokers, despite losing a lot of buffs early on, they've maintained control of these objectives despite the double smite and consume coming out from the Kuala Hunters, and that has really helped them out in this game.
And here we will see, Safety going to be the aggressive one, trying to steal away the blue buff. He will take it though, but Monkey does go, trying to pull down the hurt onto safety, but it's forced to fall back. And here we will see though, KLH should back off from this. They should just ward up and wait for Saigon Jokers to attempt to do the Baron and then engage them from there.
I think that would be the strongest strategy for KLH right now. Saigon Jokers don't even need to force Baron right now. They are very far ahead. They need to play standard and try and push into the base, trying to catch up the Kuala Lumpur Hunters. But if they go for a risky Baron, KLH might be able to turn this game around, so they need to be very careful if they choose to do so.
So Saigon Jokers might just go in for the mid push or try to apply some pressure, reduce some of Kuala Lumpur's hit points by using piercing arrow in order for them to try and secure the Baron. But here we will see they're going to move down to this dragon instead, and this I believe would be the third dragon for the side of Saigon Jokers.
This will be the third dragon. Both Saigon Jokers have picked up so many in this game already, despite KLH looking like they were the ones that are going to secure these early objectives like Dragon and the buffs here in the jungle. But Saigon Jokers just walking all over KLH's jungle right now after their early strategy failed.
Here we will see an Oracle picked up by Junior, but from the side of Tintomas, on the side of Kuala Lumpur Hunters, they have not picked up an Oracle, and this is going to be devastating for them. They are unable to walk out into the jungle. Even though they walk out as a team, they need to be very careful which rush they choose to walk into.
Junior has also managed to pick up a Liandry's Torment as a support, and Zyra with a Liandry's Torment does a chunk of damage as support, and it's very good for the team here, especially when they are incredibly far ahead. 10,000 gold mark just hit by the Saigon Jokers ahead of the Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
Yes. Here we see Juni deboarding everything that KLH has planted to see whether Saigon Jokers will try to attempt onto the Baron, and this is it. Juni has not spotted out this ward yet, but he will. Is he going to miss it? Oh wow, he's going to miss that ward.
Juni misses out on that ward there. A bit unfortunate, but it will be expiring very soon, which will be good for them. But now we're going to have Saigon Jokers. That Baron is up. They have QTV still split pushing here. Going to be interesting to see what they do next.
So most probably it's just going to be a split push coming out from the side of Saigon Jokers. Chen is just going to apply some pressure down the bot lane before when rendezvous with his team in the mid lane. So here we see though Saigon Jokers just clearing everything they can and picking up all the CS while they allow QTV just to apply pressure on the bottom lane. And once they find the correct timing, or when he's spotted just to land another charm like just now, and that's going to be it for the side of Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
It might be, and this next fight from the Saigon Jokers, if they win it, they might go in. Exit's going to go in though, there is a fight.
Right here we see the Bhutan being used by Swift Cascade. That's a lot of damage onto Saigon Jokers, but it's not enough. Here we will see Dennis Waterfall as well in the SAT with the Knight should fall, but no, he uses the safeguard, should be able to get out of this, and no, he will not. And wow, that was a great engage of coming out for the South. XSF, he managed to land the knockup and the Cataclysm while Wallace just used the bullet time that was knocked up later on by the Strangletons. But most importantly, all members from Saigon Jokers were stuck together, and the explosive cast did the chunk of damage needed.
And I'm really impressed with this crowd here in Ho Chi Minh City, man. We just saw that Saigon Jokers got destroyed in that fight. Good engage from KLH. And they're clapping for KLH right now. And we saw earlier when the Singapore Suns played, they were cheering for Xiaoyi. And this crowd is just amazing. Not just for the home team of the Saigon Jokers and X Gaming, but for every team that's come out here for them. It would be great for the players.
Yes, definitely. The encouragement coming from a crowd will give them motivation to press on. But here though, once again, I suppose Saigon Jokers realized that they made a dire mistake, and I suppose they might want to secure the Baron before they try to push in again, just to make sure they have that amount of advantage needed. As the game drags on though, I believe Baron grants almost about 8,000 gold worth of stats. That's one way to calculate it, because it does provide additional AD, AP as well as a bonus regeneration.
And we see double negative charge picked up by Archie. That's something that I was taught by Jehudi when I started playing League of Legends. That double negative charge is good to reduce the magic damage for yourself when you're taking a ton of magic damage. It's very, very cost effective. And now Saigon Jokers are gonna look for this Baron pickup. KLH is nearby though, and fight might take place here. Dragon's gonna regenerate health if nobody takes it though.
Here on the side though, we will see they're trying to catch all the Dingo Martinos. Will flash over the wall. Will be safe, but forced to use his flash. He will not be able to splash in for the Consume and Smite to stay away the Baron though. So we're just going to see the Baron dance happening for both sides of the team. Saigon Jokers are going to fall back from this, going to try to bait Kuala Lumpur Hunters, but nope. Yeah, they're just going to bait them. They're wondering whether to try brush his water and just recalling just to show the enemy.
Spirit Rush was used by Ari there. It looks like KOH want to collapse on this middle tower. They have a small creep wave pushing in onto it. Archie will be able to get there just in time to get a few creeps off it, but KOH should be able to take this tower.
And because of the fallback, they force everyone from the side of Saigon Jokers to recall back into base to defend the mid lane. And are they going to attempt onto the Baron? They need to be very careful about every step they take, and they're actually going to do it. Oh, yes, no. No, they're just going to deward and fall back.
Looks like they want to get the wards away from this Baron pit. Try and clear it out. Make it a little bit easier if they do end up deciding to go for that one. It's going to be very interesting. I do believe the next fight may decide this game, especially if it's the Saigon Jokers that take it. If Kuala and Mahadras win the next fight, they have to win a few more after that and take more objectives to come back into this game.
But here Saigon Jokers is returning the favor. They're actually going to move on to Inhibitor directly. They're going to force Kuala Mahadras to react to this. We're going to see a massive thing happen. Archie gets chunked down with the Catechism. He's supposed to flash away, but at the side of Monkeys will be chunked down by Nick's Water. And here we see the Demon's score as well. Here's a pressure. One long holding SSF into place. And here we will see they're going to throw down and chase on to Wales to try to secure that kill. And they will pick it up for QTV. And this is going to be a 4-0 trade for the side of the Saigon Jokers. And they are going to be able to push it for the win, as Shen is just very tanky and to be able to take all the amount of hits. But nope, they're actually going to wait for the minions, and they are going to try to end this game. In 20 seconds, with just a Kuala step, they're going to be able to do it. And here we will see the slow come down, just going to chuck a lot of damage onto Bonus. Oh, actually kicks Bonus going for the dead on that. But it's going to be fine, nothing goes for that. And he's going to be an ace for the side of Unity pick up the kill. And this is it, this is game, and Saigon Jokers will pick up the win against the Kuala Hunters.
Saigon Jokers this year. How crazy this crowd is going for the home team, for the favorites of majority of the people in this arena as well. They are going absolutely nuts, and the atmosphere here is incredible. It's fantastic for each and every player that has come down to participate in this tournament. And once again, you can see how crazy that crowd is going for the Saigon Jokers picking up that lead. So KOH came in this game. They had a specific strategy they wanted to run against Saigon Jokers. Executed nicely at the start, but then they just got over cocky. They kept trying to force objectives, and they just kept losing out more and more as Saigon Jokers punished them for each and every mistake they made.
Yes, and so we will see, as you mentioned, it was one of the small mistakes that Kuala made in the early game. They managed to secure the boss, but the second kill they went on to safety door, and how XSF just traveled. The red bar was taken by Lee Sin, but still was running away. She secured the golem or fall back. It took a very long time just dancing around, and the safety couldn't wait. Went in for the kill, and most importantly, XSF missed a combination to get away with the knockout, and that was it.
So that will be the second match today. We still have 6 or 7 more exciting matches to come. All 4 matches in this tournament have been incredible so far. Next up, we will have the Bangkok Tigers going up against Meniski. Both teams have been playing very well this tournament, but unfortunately in the losing bracket, one of them will be knocked out, and the next match will be in about 20 minutes time. So please tune in and don't go away. We have more exciting matches coming up.
Yes, so do stay tuned.
My favorite champion is Ezreal.
Time for a true display of skill.
I like to play champions who can create combos with their skills, or can use their abilities in quick succession. Because his skill set is flexible and can be used in clever ways, this champion is very compatible with my style. Baiting my opponents to charge into the fight, and then countering that for an easy kill is what makes me love this champion. When I play Ezreal bottom lane, I like to have Leona as a support.
Both teams have been playing very well this tournament, but unfortunately in the losing bracket, one of them will be knocked out, and the next match will be in about 20 minutes time.
Ezreal and Leona in lane creates an aggressive combo, and with the addition of 2 global ultimates from Shen and Karthus, we can own the bottom lane. My most memorable moment is from the Season 2 World Playoffs. I was ambushed in bottom lane by Udyr and Shen, so I used Flash and Arcane Shift to run. While they were chasing me, I used Mystic Shot to slow Shen after barely escaping. So that moment is definitely one of my favorites.
We need to wrap this up. I have several treasures left to uncover.
My recommendations for anyone who aspires to become a professional Ezreal player is, first, you have to know exactly how much damage you need to kill your opponent. Second, always be aware of your positioning. And third, stay calm in all situations. If you want to become a pro Ezreal player rather than just a good Ezreal player, first you need to love this champion, so you'll spend the time to get better at him. Second, you have to be passionate about this game so that you can continue to display the strength of this champion in your skills. That's it.
Tôi là Trần Minh Nhật, AG. Tôi chơi cho đội Saigon Soccer. Thứ yêu thích của tôi là Ezreal.